Welcome to the Averett Sports Network at Daly Field and Frank R. Campbell Stadium here in Danville, Virginia, where we bring you a presentation of women's lacrosse between two programs who are in their first season, in the Averett University Cougars and the Juniata Eagles. I want to say sorry about the late start and technical difficulties that we had, as we have got them pretty much all ironed out, we hope, for you, so you can watch the remainder of this game. Score is knotted up 0-0, 26:35 left in this first half. And so this is going to be Rosia if she can get to the ball. And she does. She's able to pick it up, splits two defenders, and Rosia's on the move now. Rosia's a threat when she gets anywhere near the goal, as is pretty much all of the attackers for the Cougars. And here's Rachel Hale. So ball will go to Juniata after that pass sails out of bounds. And so Juniata able to put a score on the board, able to break the seal. Looks like that was number 9, Ariel Dancheco, but I may be wrong. And goal does not count, actually. It looks like there was something wrong with the stick, so the goal will not count. So that was actually number 6, Lauren Rowe, who had the goal, put it in the back of the net, but the stick, looks like there was an issue with the stick, so goal won't count. So the Cougars will get the ball, and it is in the stick of Elizabeth Peasley. It was knocked out of her possession. So here's Juniata going the other way now. Averett trying to get possession back. And so here's Averett on the move. This is going to be Porter. She gets past her defender, and now she's going towards midfield. Porter goes over to Rosia. And here's Rosia making a move towards goal. And it looks like she was fouled on her way. So we're going to bring you the starters here as Rosia gets ready for her free position look at goal. First for Juniata, number 2 is Hillary Grove. Number 4 is Santana Mays. Number 6 is Lauren Rowe. 7 is Kelly McClaughry. As Rosia puts it in the back of the net, and the goal counts. Alexis Rosia able to score off of the free position look. So back to the starters for Juniata as Rosia is able to break the seal for goals for this evening. Number 7 is Carrie McClaury. Number 9 is Ariel Dancheko. 10 is Natalie Gibson. 12 is Sarah Deeks. 14, Laura Goldstein. 15, Mina Wilt. 16, Zoe Fischer. 23 is Kylie Edwards. And 30, Isabella Meta-Reese. And so, Raven Johnson, you have the starters for our Cougars.
So we have number 1, Taylor Prejean. She's a freshman. Cassidy Felt, number 2. She's a senior. Tatiana Martin Herndon. She's a senior, number 6. Rosa Morales is a junior, number 7. Margaret Bautista is a freshman. She's number 8. Alexis Rosia, senior, number 12. Zaja Lewis, freshman, number 14. Abby Taylor, sophomore, number 16. Rachel Hale, freshman, number 20. Gabby Porter, freshman, 21. And Elizabeth Peasley, which is also a freshman, number 24. And last but not least, Brianne Sowell. She's a freshman, number 25.
And speaking of Elizabeth Peasley, here she is moving towards goal right here. And it was saved, but it looked like she was fouled on her way. And ball's actually going to go to Juniata, and Peasley, Raven, from a well-known city called Backcourt Bucketville, because she scores well and often. Elizabeth Peasley, number 3 in the entire nation for goals scored this year. And yes, she is only a freshman, so she's got a lot of getting better to do. So here's Gabby Porter trying to go towards midfield, but she loses the ball. And on the move for Juniata is number 15, Wilt. Wilt with a free look at goal and goes right over top of that crossbar. So Juniata back on top of the ball. Juniata moving the ball, trying to find an opening. Not necessarily wanting to force anything. Juniata looking for anything, trying to make something happen. Temporarily losing the ball there was Gibson. But she was fouled, so she's going to get herself a free position look. So here's Gibson. Saved by Sawwall, and here's Rosia, who couldn't hold on to the ball. So Juniata will get it again. And Averett playing great defense. Able to keep them away from goal, but here they go. And that's number 4, Santana Mays, on the goal for Juniata. So goal by Santana Mays will get her team on the board. Tie the ball game up at 1 apiece. Of course, with attackers like Peasley and Rosia, you definitely don't want to get behind because Peasley and Rosia can really put it on you. Peasley has 40 goals on the year. And Rosia with 26. And Rosia, the significance of that is she had just finished basketball season a Saturday. Her last game was on a Saturday and came out in, I believe, her first lacrosse game was that Tuesday, and she put up like 3 goals with no time off. And, of course, she had been out of lacrosse for 3 years, so her first lacrosse game in 3 years came 3 days after a conference tournament basketball game here in the USAC. Cougars losing the ball back behind the goal, so about possession back to Juniata. And Raven, what's it like to have Rosia as a teammate?
I would definitely have to say she's like the commander on the floor, her being the point guard, and I see the similarity of her out here on the field right now. So it's great to watch.
And, you know, coming from the broadcast booth, what I see a lot from Rosia is like never-ending hustle from Rosia.
It's never-ending.
110% all the time. She's a full-speed sprint. Like, there's no point in the game where you'll see Rosia. You'll hardly ever see her walking.
Right.
And she's also not afraid of contact at all.
For sure.
And Rosia playing in the defense and the attack here in lacrosse. A two-way player. And Juniata almost had a good look at goal, but nevertheless, here's Rosia, who can absolutely turn on the Jets when she's in open field, and that's what she has here. Rosia into the attacking half for the Cougars. They try and stop ball, but they can't. And Rosia puts it in the back of the goal. She goes coast to coast, and Rosia makes it 2-1 for the Cougars. And that's that hustle that we're talking about, Raven. Over playing defense on the defensive end, causing the turnover, picking it up and sprinting the 400 and getting the goal for her team. And sprinting the 400 is hard for a lot of football players, hard for a lot of soccer players, but Rosia really makes it look easy.
She really does.
As we're going to have a sub, we're going to have Gabby Porter come in for Zasia Lewis. So Peasley gets the ball at midfield after the foul was committed. And here's Peasley turning on her Jets now. Passing the ball over to Hale. Hale moving back behind goal. She's going to hold on to it. Hale looked like she was trying to make a move towards goal, but ball knocked out. Nice stick check there from number 14, Laura Goldstein. Pass goes over to Goldstein. She's not able to catch it cleanly. And we're doing a good job so far this game. The only improvement I can try and make is a little bit better defense or better offense, trying to hold on to the ball better on the offensive end. They've been turning it over a lot once they get into their attacking half, but defense around the goal has been good so far this game.
I would definitely agree with you on that.
So it's going to be a free position look. And Sawall with the save. And here's Rosia battling for the ball. Cougars looking to get a stop. That could have been dangerous from Juniata. And this is Cassidy Felt battling for the ball. Juniata comes up with it. That's going to give them a new 90 up on the shot clock. And Juniata in front of goal. Sawall able to save it.
Rosia yet again.
And here she goes. If she can get onto the ball, here she is. She passes it over to Prejean. Prejean puts a move on her defender, gets it over to Hale. Hale goes behind goal, gets it to Peasley. Peasley in a one-on-one situation. Not what you want to see if you're Juniata. They double, triple. And Peasley fights through it all. And Isabella Meteris able to save Peasley's shot. Not a lot of keeps able to do that this year. And so Juniata back in their attack. And this pass looked like it was going to sail out of bounds, but Juniata able to get to it. And this is Abby Taylor. Or this is Bautista, excuse me. And Morales not able to hold on to it. The Cougars, that ball being knocked around. Neither team able to claim a clean possession. So here's Morales, the triathlete here in Danville. Soccer, cross country, and lacrosse. So we're not going to have to worry about Rosa getting tired anytime soon.
No time soon.
So this ball goes over to Prejean. Prejean moves behind goal. Prejean looking to make a move towards goal. She gets stick checked. And that's the one fault of the Cougars so far this game. They get an attacking position, but can't hold on to the ball. And some good defense there from number 8, Margaret Bautista. And it looks like might have been a timeout called. So at 15-21, just over halfway through the first half, 2-1, your Cougars lead it. We'll take a quick break and be back here at the Averett Sports Network. we're back here on the Averett Sports Network. Cougars in the white on gold, Juniata in the navy on navy for today's matchup. Not so hot today, Ravens. Just over 32 degrees outside.
Yeah, I don't know how they're playing without like long sleeves on and pants, like every single person. I would be freezing. That's why I'm an inside sport. For sure.
It's definitely benefits being an inside sport athlete. You don't have to deal with 32-degree weather. And Rosia again. Looks like she may go coast to coast, but she backs out. And you got to think it's got to be a big change for Rosia, who's an inside sport athlete, but now she's outside playing in a skirt in 32-degree weather. So I believe this is Porter with the ball. And it is, and she gives a nice spin move. She tried to make her run towards goal. Holding on to the ball, sends it up towards Rosia. Rosia gets past her defender. As everyone on the defense converged on Rosia, she was fouled. So Rosia will get a free position look at goal. And she can't capitalize, but she does get the ball back. Tell you, Rosia is one of those scrappy players who always finds a way to get the ball.
Very.
They give it to Peasley. Peasley couldn't catch it cleanly. But if she could have, you got to think that ball would have went towards the back of the net. So running for Juniata is Sarah Dietz.
Whoa. That was a lot of contact for it to not be anything.
Juniata back on top of it in attacking position. And great defense there from Caroline Earl.
Ooh.
And here's Rosia again. If she can get past this defender, they have the numbers.
Ooh, almost.
And Hale couldn't catch it cleanly, so ball will go back to Juniata. Cougars back on top of the ball. This is Asia Lewis. She goes over to Gabby Porter. Porter will make a move towards goal. And she has to back out. Rosia barking orders out. They try and get it to Abby Taylor, cutting across through the middle of the goal. I believe as they were battling down there, ball will go back to Juniata. So Juniata on the move now. 11:40 left to play in this first half. So Bautista will check back into the game for Rachel Hale. Fun fact, Rachel Hale and Elizabeth Peasley went to the same high school
Wow, really? I did not know that. And I talked to both of them. That's really weird.
Always a added sense of comfort when you can come to school with a friend of yours and even a teammate.
Right, for sure.
And so Gibson able to go between the legs of Sewall. And she's able to put it in the back of the net. So that ties it up at 2 apiece. 10:56 remaining. As Haley Boardway checks into the game for the Cougars, Juniata wins the draw, and they're able to get another goal. Fast off the draw is Kylie Edwards, who was able to capitalize. So that makes it 3-2, just like that. And fun fact about Kylie Edwards, she's from Danville, Pennsylvania.
Didn't know there was more than one Danville.
Eagles goal by number 23, Kylie Edwards. Assist by number 9, Ariel.
So Juniata able to take the lead here, 3-2. Cougars looking to wake up here. And you got to think if they can win this draw, then the ball will go to Rosia, and they'll try and get a pass and goal action.
Oof.
And Juniata wins it. Gibson trying to sneak that one in.
It almost looked like a little bounce pass.
Goes out of bounds past Sawwall, so Juniata gets it back. Gibson with the ball. Defended by Felt.
Ooh.
Still anyone's ball. Juniata comes up with it. She will be fouled. Believe that was going to be. Believe that was Rowe who was fouled. It looks like. And it was actually Dancheco who was fouled, as they tried to go inside to Dancheco. Sawwall almost let one sneak past her. And they advanced the ball up to Rosia. Didn't catch it cleanly, but she's able to get back on top of it. She's got two defenders converging on top of her. And I believe this is Bautista who she tries to get the ball. Bautista still fighting for it. Boardway comes in to help her. And Boardway able to get the ball.
Ooh.
And Rosia to Abby Taylor, but Taylor couldn't get it in the net. Like it ricocheted off of a player. Gibson looking for some room to work. Rosia pressing.
Very hard.
Not giving Gibson anything to work with. But she tries to get it out to number 7, McClaury. But Bautista on top of the ball, and Bautista's moving. And the ball's knocked out of her stick, able to get back to it, and she tries to bounce it into the goal. But nothing good comes out of it. And I believe the refs are wanting to run 10 seconds off of the shot clock. And they do. So 80 seconds on the shot clock. Just over 7 minutes left in the first half. Here's Rosia. She will be fouled.
One thing about her, she loves contact. She loves it.
I heard her in class the other day showing off her bruises.
Bruises. Oh my goodness. It just it gives me the chills because they're so bad. But it's like she's a fighter, so she's fine.
Rosia passes it to Taylor. And bounces off of the bar, I believe, did the ball. Taylor, no luck. Ball over to number 16. Then over to number 4, Mays.
Oh, good steal. And Rosia again. Nothing new.
She finds space and uses it. Goes over to Boardway. Boardway not able to get a hold of it, but here she is now. Temperature just right at 39 degrees. Fortunately for the ladies playing on the field, it has stopped raining. We've had a rain and snow mix back and forth all day long.
Just think about it when we didn't have this turf. How bad it would have been.
And it looks like Rosia will pick up a yellow card, which means that the Cougars are going to have to play a lady down. Morales able to come up with the steal. Over to Porter she goes. And Porter will be fouled. Juniata able to come back up with the ball. A nice stick check from Boardway. And Bautista circles the goal and stays tight and able to send it into the back of the net. And that ties it up before half at 3 apiece. Margaret Bautista. And that would be Bautista's 5th goal on the year. And it looks like it has started to rain a little bit now. Looks like there's a light mist coming down. And Juniata trying to answer right back to the Cougars goal, but Cougars trying to get a hold of it after the save from Sewall. But no one has it. So they send the ball back to Sewall. And she goes to Rosia.
Ooh.
A laser to Rosia. Rosia has nothing but open field in front of her. Fresh legs off of the yellow card. She goes to Peasley, and she finishes. Elizabeth Peasley, goal number 41 on the season.
I'm telling you, there's no stopping those two.
And especially if Peasley is in a situation where she's one-on-one or no one with her. I'll tell you, Elizabeth Peasley, you have to treat her almost like Sam Chandler or James Contreras whenever they have the ball. You have to double team them or else they're going to score on you. Same thing with Peasley. If you don't put a double or triple team on her, she's going to put it in the back of the net. And she showed it there. 4-3 is the score, 2:50 before halftime. rather low-scoring game here for the Cougars, as we mentioned that when they get in the attack, they're turning it over. Usually by about this time of the game, the Cougars are hovering around 10 goals. But can't hold on to the ball, you can't score it. So ball over to Rosia. Two-minute warning in. Bautista with the ball. Bautista showing that she can score. She turns the corner here, gives it off to Abby Taylor. Rosia, one-on-one. Stutter step. She backs out of what she saw and didn't like it. Zasia Lewis able to stay with it and keep the ball. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Bautista goes to Hale. Hale trying to turn the corner and make something happen, but I think she was fouled. Hale's going to get a free position look. And it looked like she went to Bautista, and Bautista tried to have a rip. I think she got stick checked there in the middle of the field. And Rosia fighting hard for the ball. She's able to get to it eventually.
Ooh.
And with under a minute to go,
Ooh.
Rosa Morales getting tripped up there. We need to stop balls. This is Wilt. And Juniata had a shot that sailed way over the goal. 26 seconds left on the clock. And Raven, you know, if the Cougars can get the ball, if they can stop them from scoring this free position, look, if they can get the ball, they're going to want to get it in the hands of Rosia so she can sprint down the field. And here's Sawal with the nice save. You got to think Rosia's going to make a mad dash for some open space. With just 15 seconds on the clocker, the Cougars might just take this lead to halftime.
She's wide open right now.
And the Cougars are going to hold on to this ball. 4-3 is the score. Your Avery University Cougars lead it. Rosia, Bautista, and Peasley all have goals this evening so far. So your Cougars lead at Frank R. Campbell Stadium. We're going to take a break, and we're going to bring you the second half of action after a 10-minute break. And we're back here at Frank R. Campbell Stadium. Your Cougars lead at 4-3 after the first half of action, and this is going to be Rosia with the ball to start us off. She can't necessarily get to it. Was knocked out of her stick. So this is going to be Peasley with the ball to start us off. Peasley with the goal in that first half. Here's Rosia. And she goes over the goal, back to Rachel Hill. Pass goes out of bounds. Possession goes to Juanita. Or Juniata, excuse me. So, Raven, what are some improvements from the first half that you can, if you could give to Averett?
I would definitely say, number one, less turnovers, because we're used to scoring more, and it's almost as every time we get to the ball, we can't score. Or get to the goal, we can't score because we lose the ball. So I would definitely say that's number one. But everything else is pretty good. I would definitely say ball movement's great. Running the field, so definitely.
And, I would assume that, well, in every sport, turnovers are key.
Right.
I would assume that
For
Coach
sure.
Liz Hickey, really harps on if you win the turnover battle, you win the game. And, that's pretty much really evident in just about every sport. If you can win the turnover battle, you will win the game because, like you said, that means you have the ball more times, which means more opportunities to score. So you have to win that turnover battle, which is a big thing for a lot of coaches.
Exactly.
And Rosia doing a good job on defense, as well as Cassidy Felt and Morales and all these other defenders are doing a really good job. We've just got to, when we get in the attack, we've got to be more secure with the ball.
Exactly.
So possibly, maybe Coach Kelly Ryan, maybe that's what she talked about in her halftime meeting, and we'll see from here. So this is Margaret Bautista with the ball. Over to Alexis Rosia. Rosia to Lewis. Lewis will wrap around and loses the ball. She gets back on top of it. Lewis looking for some help. Tries to find Bautista, but sails over her stick.
Ooh.
And the Cougars will get back on top of the ball with Lewis. Rosia mad dash to the goal. 4 defenders come to stop her.
I guess one thing you could add to that improvement list would probably be more cuts to the ball for sure. Because when Alexis Rosia runs to the middle of the floor, when 4 defenders are coming, it leaves other people open,
And as you say that, Elizabeth Peasley, off the free position look, puts it in the back of the net for her 42nd goal of the year here at Averett University.
Bless you. Sorry.
And you've got to think that head coach Keith Perry over at EA Laney is more than proud of Elizabeth Peasley and Rachel Hill and the job they've done here so far at Averett. Speaking of them, they're ranked number 12 in the state so far. They're 3-3 on the year, so they're doing a good job as well. So Sewall looking for someone to pass it to. And Sewall is so patient whenever she's passing from this position. She really does not like to give up turnovers from here. So she will wait until she absolutely has to pass the ball. She was trying to find Boardway, but couldn't.
It looks like it was another foul called.
So free position look for Boardway. Ricochets off of the keeps stick. And Rosia able to get to it. Cougars do have a 2-goal lead here. Definitely looking to increase it, as we saw that in the game of lacrosse, goals can be put up and put up quickly.
Oof.
So on the move is Wilt. And her pass will sail out of bounds. So, ball with Brian Sewall. She tries to go to Rosia and does. Rosia with a turn. She's got 3 defenders on her. She finds help in Earl. And it looks like she was fouled. Taylor over to Boardway. Boardway making a move towards goal. And a foul was called as Boardway was working her way in towards the goal. She tried to bounce it in, but no luck there. So 5-3 still to score. 22:50 left in this game. And Peasley with the ball. Peasley making a move towards goal.
Ooh, that was close.
And she was fouled, so I think she's going to get a free position look. And this is where Peasley scored from the last time, so can she make it happen again?
Oof.
And the shot is saved. A nice stick check. Almost got the Cougars the ball back from Boardway.
Ooh.
Rocio with some nice defense. And the Cougars playing stellar defense right now. Boardway not able to get to it. Now the Cougars have to get back on defense. And great defense there from Martin Herndon, I believe that is. Both teams fighting for the ball. Neither team able to get to it. I believe there's a foul in the middle of the field. And so all able to save it. So timeout call by Averett. Score 5-3. We've got 20:41 left in this ball game. We'll be back here at the Averett Sports Network. So we're back after the timeout break. 20:41 left in this ball game. Your Averett University Cougars lead at 5-3 so far. Neither team able to get to it, and Juniata finally. The Cougars putting the pressure on now, on defense. And Juniata losing the ball at an unfortunate time, as they probably would have been able to score. So Caroline Earl will pick up a yellow card, and she will go take a seat. And the Cougars will play a lady down now. And that shot goes far right. So Juniata doing a good job of keeping the ball in their attacking half. And so all but the save. There's Cassidy Felt with the ball. Felt up to Rosia. Rosia with a nice stick. And here she goes. And Rachel Hill will get a free position opportunity. And Rachel Hill with the goal. Rachel Hill off the free position opportunity, able to make it 6-3. Here, even playing a man down, Cougars able to extend their lead to 3 goals in front.
Okay.
You have now taken over the lead broadcasting duties.
It looks like Abby Taylor is going to go for the free position. And it is saved. Good stick check by Rosia. Battling for the ball. Ooh. Wow, that was a tough hit. But the ball stays with the Cougars. Rachel Hale with yet another goal. Rachel Hale is feeling it today. And that brings your Cougars up by 4. And it is just 15 minutes and 42 seconds left.
And so Rachel Hale with her second goal of the day and Rocio on her second assist of the day. Hale, back-to-back goals in under 2 minutes. So Juniata desperately trying to get back on the board, but the Cougars not having it. Brienne Sawall. Up to Felt. Over to Taylor. Taylor. He's got the sideline in some space now. Taylor making her move towards goal. She finds Hale. Hale's going to turn the corner. And Rachel Hale, the hat trick. Rachel Hill makes it 8-3 in this ball game. Rachel Hill has gone on an absolute tear with a hat trick on the evening. Rachel Hill has turned into a goal-scoring machine in these past 5 minutes. You know, we mentioned earlier that Elizabeth Peasley was from backcourt Bucketville, and her and Rachel Hill went to the same school, so I guess you could assume that Rachel Hill is from the same place. Both players out of Wilmington, North Carolina. And speaking of them in their high school, it's kind of significant, or not significant, but coincidental that we have 8 goals, as E.A. Laney is averaging 8 goals on the year per game so far throughout their season. So, pretty interesting fact there. And so all with a nice save. And here's Rosia, and they have numbers now. Rosia dumps it off to Peasley. Peasley couldn't catch it cleanly. Rosia back on top of the ball. As Peasley was by herself, she couldn't catch it cleanly. Bounced out of the netting in her stick. Rosia with a nice turn to get inside. Rachel Hill with the stick check on the keep. And that gets the Cougars the ball back. And this is Boardway with it now. Boardway back over to Bautista. Bautista over to Rosia. Rosia temporarily loses it, but she goes one-on-one and into the back of the net. Alexis Rosia. Alexis Rosia completing her hat trick on the evening. As Taylor Prejean checks back into the game. Rosia and Hale both with hat tricks in this cold afternoon here at Frank R. Campbell Stadium. Juniata trying to make something happen, and they do. It comes in the way of Natalie Gibson. Kincaid on the assist to Gibson. And that pulls the lead back down to just 5. Cougars playing high-pressure defense right now. Running to everything they see. So here's Moss on top of the ball. And it's important for the Cougars to not get lazy here. I know they have a 5-point lead, but as the Cougars scored 4 in about 5 minutes, Juniata can do the exact same thing if they get lazy. Gibson trying to sneak that ball in there, but I think she was fouled, so it's going to stay with her. And here's Rosia. Rosia turning on the Jets as she creates separation between her and her last defender. Rosia cuts across, finds Peasley. Peasley finds the back of the net.
What's that, her third assist?
And I think that will be the assist hat trick for Rosia. And I believe that's Peasley's 3rd goal on the evening. Making it her 43rd goal on the year. 10-4, your Cougars lead it. And like we said earlier, you have to double team and triple team Peasley, or else she will make you pay as she did there. Almost reminds me of a Charles Bryant. I know you were a freshman when he was here playing basketball, but when we watched him, teams used to almost go 5-on-1 against Bryant and dare Averett to shoot with someone else. Juniata will be fouled as they try and make a run towards goal. And trying that shot was no good. And so here's Morales, who hasn't shown it at all this game, but she does have speed. And she's letting loose here. Morales is on the run. And I think she may have a little bit of goal taste in her mouth. And she gives it off to Prejean. Prejean. Back to Rosa. Morales up with a Rosia. Margaret Bautista with the ball now. Rosia loses it, and this is Gibson with the ball.
Ooh.
And that ball almost got in behind the keeper as they tried to pass it back to her. And that could have been disastrous for Juniata. And so back on the run is Margaret Bautista. Bautista with it. She goes to Hale.
Ooh.
Hale couldn't catch it cleanly. Looked like something happened with her hand. Like her hand come off the stick there. But she was fouled, and I believe that Juniata gets the ball back. So Juniata back in their attacking half as we go under 7 minutes. The final 7 of the game. So a timeout call by Juniata as head coach Noemi Radio is livid at the referees. So timeout call, 10-4. Your Cougars out in front, 6:31 left in the ball game. So we're back here. Gibson with the ball for Juniata. Out of the timeout break, Cougars with a 6-point lead. And they get the ball back, but knocked about. It's Tatiana Martin Herndon. So the Cougars go back to Sewall. So Cassidy Felt with the ball now. Felt on the move down the sideline. So Juniata will get the ball back after the Cougars try to get possession back. And a steal from Averett. And foul from behind was Deja Lewis. Lewis goes over to Rosia. Rosia will get it into the attacking half. And they try and find Peasley moving in front of the goal, but Peasley, again, not able to catch onto the ball. Boardway able to get to it as the Cougars force a turnover. And this is good for the Cougars. And Boardway making a move towards goal. And she was fouled. I was going to say this is good for the Cougars as they have 82 seconds on the shot clock and 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the game clock. But Boardway will get a free position look. Boardway trying that bounce shot. It goes out of bounds, so Peasley will take a hold of it. Peasley making a move towards goal, and she puts it in the back of the net. Elizabeth Peasley. Her 44th goal on the year. And that makes it 11-4. Elizabeth Peasley. So with 3:31 remaining, Elizabeth Peasley able to put up another goal. Elizabeth Peasley notching her 4th goal on the evening. So Felt goes over to Boardway. And this pass Travels past Abby Taylor, but she's able to harmlessly get back to it. So Juniata gets the ball back, and they go back to the keep with just over 2 minutes to go. The 2-minute warning comes up in about 3 seconds.
2 minutes remaining.
So Juniata has to get on the move if they want something to happen. Down by 7. And if the Cougars can hold on to the ball, they can take it all the way down to just about 10 seconds remaining. Cougars passing the ball around well and doing what I'd imagine they would do. Pass it and stay away from the defenders as much as possible. Unless you're Haley Boardaway, you try and make a run towards goal. She gets fouled. And it looks like Boardaway might be looking for a goal of her own. Boardaway's shot is saved. So with 40 seconds left on the clock, Juniata under 30 seconds to go. And Juniata gets a goal. And I believe it was number 4, Santana Mays, out of Parkton, Maryland. Goal counts, and of course Juniata probably got down on themselves after the first goal didn't count due to an issue with the stick. The very first goal of the game was waved off by the referees. Nevertheless, 18 seconds remaining. The Cougars lead 11-5. So foul called, and Juniata will start with the ball. Foul called with 6 seconds even to go. Well, this is going to be number 8, Catherine Lenigan. So with a couple saves here in the final 6 seconds, she got 2 or 3 extra saves to add on to her stats. So the Cougars win it 11-5, in their very first meeting ever against Juniata. Good game from both sides. Elizabeth Peasley with a hat trick plus one. Rosia with a hat trick. Rachel Hill with a hat trick. And a couple other players able to add on. So we want to thank you for joining us on this cold, cold Wednesday. We ask you to have a good rest of your week. And for everyone in sports information department, have a good rest of your day.